Hey, what's happening, Wargamers? I know it's been a long time since I've done any sort of video content, but this is one that I've wanted to do for a little while, and it's one that I sense got a bit of excitement and whatnot. As you guys might have seen, back in December, I posted something about an old Warhammer item that a buddy of mine found in a pawn shop, and I was super excited about it. And well, today we are going to take a look at this copy of Warhammer Epic Spacemarine. Now, the really neat thing about this one is, because I've already opened it up a little bit, considering it's already open. The neat thing about this one, though, is that it is completely unpunched, aside from one exception, which you guys will obviously see when we're going through the video and the contents of it. But I'm really excited to share this with you because this is a relic before my time in the hobby. My friend who got me into the game used to play Epic, amongst all sorts of other things. Like there was the Warhammer Fantasy, I think it was like Masters or something like that. But there was like the Siege, there was just all the different games, and Epic was always one that appealed to me, but it was always very difficult to get my hands on, and unfortunately, I was too young to have disposable income, and I just never did it myself. So I was very excited when my friend contacted me saying that he found this, that he found it for a decent price, and the fact that it was relatively intact as well. So all very cool things. So why don't you come with me and take a look at the contents of this box and just look at a bit of Games Workshop history with some of their older stuff, and hopefully something we might see come back in the future. So let's go take a look at the table. Alright, so right off the bat, I mean, obviously you can see right here, there's a little bit of box damage on it. That's to be expected with something this old, found in a pawn shop. But something I really love about this right off the bat is it's the older artwork. There's something about the new artwork that just seems very manufactured to me. I'm not a huge fan of it, but the older, very 80s inspired artwork, I've always really enjoyed it. I really dug it. So, that's one thing I really like about this. But cracking it open, and so right off the bat, we got the old rules here, and I mean, I don't want people to think that this is just an unboxing. This is actually me just sharing the excitement of what this actually is. But we have all the various rules for the I guess all the different factions and whatnot, or at least orcs. Oh, there's the Elder. We already saw the Space Marines, Titans as well, which is really kind of cool. And I've seen some of the Titans for this game, and they're always really neat looking. I always really enjoy that. Different various. I guess these are stratagems for units and whatnot. And again, just very different game, because obviously with this one, instead of dealing with the squad size that you're dealing with a regular game of 40k, we're dealing with a whole army in this case. So different abilities, what they're worth, victory points, their break points, morale, and whatnot. Some special rules, it looks like, and they got those for Eldar, orcs. Even looks, and then we have we have more Eldar here, and then a breakdown of them. Yeah, and like each of them, they're kind of coming out of their I don't know what you call these things. But they're becoming punched just with taking a look through them. But we got our summary sheets for the various orcs, the Eldar, the Space Marines. So again, just seeing some really neat stuff here. This stuff is really cool as well. They're all the cardboard buildings, so you can actually have a bit of an urban setting for it. So really neat. We've come a long way in terrain these days. I mean, you're obviously able to find resin or 3D printed stuff kicking around, but really neat to see this older cardboard terrain kicking around. So, and as we keep digging through, obviously we're going to see a couple more of the breakdowns for the various units, more terrain here as well, objective markers and tokens for various effects in the game itself. Again, because I never played the game, unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot of how the rules interacted. I really wish I did. It might be worth hunting down some people who know them a little bit better. But here we got a couple of the special rules: terrain tables, building tables, barrage, and then Warlord Titan. Now this one's really cool because everything is broken down into different sections, and just in general, it's so neat. And you're about to hear my disappointing discovery of this find, and that is whoever got in here, they got the Titan. The sprue's been cut. All that's left looks to be like part of a Titan head. It's not even a lot of it. And then some of the Titan weapons. So, kind of unfortunate. The Titan is by far the coolest part of the whole kit, I think. But it doesn't take away from how neat everything is in this box anyway. So yeah, so just taking a look at some of the more stuff. So these are all basically the roofs of the buildings, so you can actually give them a little bit of stability. Then we have the sprues themselves. Now these are really neat. So we have the Eldar here, and I believe these are obviously grav tanks. Somebody who plays Eldar would know better than I would in this case. But take a look at how little those guys are, the little Eldar guardians in there, right? So really, really, really neat. And if it sounds like I'm repeating myself a lot, it probably because I am. I just really... I love the older stuff like this. I love collecting older components, older games, just because it shows the history of the game, of the hobby. And I think that's something that a lot of new players can really look at and appreciate. Because they haven't seen all the editions. Even I haven't seen all the editions. I mean, I jumped in at the tail end of 3rd edition, early 4th edition, and, I missed out on the interesting thing that was Rogue Trader, that was 2nd edition. I missed some of the wackier stuff when things were really getting going, when there was a lot of creative juices flowing into the game and really shaping the way the game was going to take place. So, then we go in here and we can see some of the Space Marine things. So we have the Land Raiders here, we have a couple of the Rhinos, and again the really tiny Space Marine models themselves, and a whole bunch of these ones as well. Let's see, there's 7 of them. Yeah, seven sprues of the Space Marines here, and then we have the Orc ones here with their, I don't know if those are I guess those are probably battle wagons, and little tiny orcs and whatnot. But just so neat. Like this is such a great find. I'm so excited that my buddy found this. He let me know about it, and he thought to let me know so I could actually grab it and do something with it. And as of right now, I mean, I have no clue what I'm going to do with it. Part of me is really tempted to just leave it as is. Part of me wants to paint it up, because how could you not paint up stuff like this? Like, and just really, really see the older stuff in action. But yeah, just a very exciting find. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. Something else I really enjoy about this is that you can look at the older art on here, and you can see the way everything is painted up. Actually, if you get it nice and close here, I don't know how well the light's going to show up on it, but you can see the couple Titans right there. There's looks like a Phantom Titan. There's I believe that one's supposed to be a Reaver. No, actually, no. That's probably a Warhound. I can't tell. Like they were all the old curved ones. I think that's a Warhound. But yeah, you can see all the old models and paint jobs in here, and just it's absolutely great stuff. Like just looking at this older, cooler stuff. And sorry about sometimes the angles. I'm getting used to this new camera, but just absolutely fantastic. Some of the larger than life characters. You got the Avatar right down there as well. You got a all of a sudden I can't remember. That's called Stompa. That's it. You got a Stompa. You have an old school. I think that was actually an old school Magnus, or Magnus. Magnus. Yeah. Either way, you have an old school Demon Primarch right there, and that is great to see what they've gone from to what they are now. But just in general, such an awesome kit, an awesome bit of Games Workshop history in this box. And lastly, you can see like all the components as they're sort of supposed to be laid out and whatnot. You can see that the buildings are all built up in there. And once again, unfortunately, the Titan that did not make it to me, which is a Warlord Titan. But just such a neat, great find. So hopefully you guys enjoyed checking out this the box and contents with me. This was just such a neat, interesting find for me that I wanted to share it with people, especially others who would probably get an equal level of excitement out of this. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you saw a little bit of history, and maybe it inspired you to go in and check it out yourself. And if you have your own stuff, maybe it inspired you to take it out and play around with it a little bit more. Because, I mean, these games are still perfectly playable these days. That's the great thing about a lot of our games. The rules might have changed, but you know what? Every edition is just as playable. Quirks and everything. So yeah, hopefully you had fun taking a look at it with me. And as always, guys, if you like what you see, if you want to see me keep making content, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and definitely follow along. You can even hit the little bell on the on your YouTube browser right there, and that'll give you updates for whenever I jump on with a new video and whatnot. But definitely keep checking out things. Hopefully, I'm going to get some more content up, and all your support is just absolutely fantastic. I'm so grateful for everyone who follows along on this small little hobby journey of mine. So thank you so much, and hopefully see you guys around, and happy wargaming.